I'm in Glasgow and it's Friday evening. Glasgow has one of the biggest problems with knife culture and gang violence in Europe. Glasgow's done a lot in recent years to improve its image, but the problems are still there in housing schemes like Pollok, where I grew up. I was a youth worker there and I got to see for myself what can happen to an area when it's left to rot over a generation. I've now moved out of Pollok and I live in a more affluent part of town. I'm just as skint as I was before, but I feel a lot safer. My heart's still in Pollok, but it doesn't mean that I particularly like to go back there. I'm standing on the Green Bridge in the area where I grew up. Now, this bridge has traditionally been a place where gangs would meet to fight. We're going to see if we can track down some gangs tonight. So what do you fight for?
What else are we going to do? Right in possession.
To make sure that there are no shite bags.
Fight for a joint?
So that's the way it's going to be, man. All the way through every cunt's life, because you've been through my dad, you know, actually. So it just follows on to then.
We have, particularly in Glasgow and the west of Scotland, lots of youth gangs, groups of young people gathered around a territory. And the territory might just be 2 or 3 streets, and there is recreational violence.
So it's a pride thing then?
Aye. It's a bit of pride thing, basically. Just go by and let decide then.
The violence with young men can be quite intense.
So do you never worry about the actual how serious it sometimes can get?
All we basically worry about is who we stabbing this weekend.
And that's where lots and lots of our serious injuries and murders occur.
So what do you do before you go and fight?
But get mad with fucking basically it's all down to drink at the end of the day, because you've got the adrenaline in you, man. They can stop you.
I think it's difficult to avoid violence in an area like Pollok. I think how you get involved in it, you have a choice. You can choose to stay out of the gang thing, or you can choose to be part of it. I suppose I just resigned myself to the fact when I was younger that there was a chance if I walked too far away from my own house, then I could get into a scuffle, because most of the time it's people preying on what they perceive to be an easy target. That's how this sort of works.
I think the media use the young people as a scapegoat for basically a lot of social problems in society. We did take a chance in bringing them together. We said, right, we're taking you outside the area, and it worked.
Before I joined the project, I felt unsafe, to be honest, unsafe to walk over all the fill of Pollok, but now that I've joined the project, I've now stopped from fighting, I feel more safe than ever. But like, I still feel a teeny bit unsafe, but by the end of the day in Pollok, you will always look behind your shoulders.
Aye, that's enough. How do you feel when you see, even in your own city, how different it can be in one area from another area?
I feel like a tramp, to be honest.
You feel lower class?
Aye, a lot lower class. Very lot.
Just get the young team and these two schemes together, see what can happen. But it won't happen.
Why not?
Because they hate each other, really. But hate each other.
We're going to check out some of these websites. I know the young people are using them a lot to arrange things with one another, whether it be fighting or just meeting up or stuff like that. So I'm going to check out some of these sites just to see what I'm letting myself in for. The majority of them I don't think carry. That's my gut feeling. I think there'll be a few that do and that do carry, and that's fair play to them. kind of understand why. So I'll just be a bit anxious about that, because it only takes 1 second of stupidity, and then that's it, you know. So we'll just have to go and see how it goes. There's people covering the news in Baghdad, but then again the life expectancy in Baghdad's actually higher than it is in 8 places in Glasgow, so I don't know if that's really saying anything. We know that they hang around this area pretty much. Growing up here myself in the area, I'm familiar with the gang, and I'm also being honest saying that it's a place that I never usually would travel due to my preconceived ideas, and also that it's out of the 3 territories the furthest away from where I grew up. So I'm kind of anxious about that, and also the fact that we're going to meet a group of quite likely rowdy young people. So I've got my Dutch courage in hand here. It's probably not the most professional thing to do, but I did grow up here, so I know the deal. Okay, that's me feeling slightly better, as pathetic as it is, so let's do this. Where are you from then? Pollock, right. What side of Pollock? We spoke to a few other boys from the other areas. Gimps. And Gimps. Right, what's a Gimp for anybody who doesn't know? So do you fight with
Cross and Bush and Crookie?
So when does that happen?
Every night. Not Disney for.
At the weekends?
No point.
Right, okay. Word quickly got around that we were filming, and a lot more guys turned up. At this point, I began to feel a bit anxious. One of them then tried to grab the camera. Alright guys. No. My instincts told me it was time to leave.
You got that right. Look at my face, that man.
I don't know if I was being paranoid, or perhaps I'd been spending too much time reading the newspapers. But when you're in a situation like that, you just have to go with your gut feeling.
This character. Well, it's fucking Liam Parker, right?
What's obvious is that there's no quick fix solution. To be fair to the police, they realise this too and are working to link up with the likes of education and social work services. Groups like the YMCA can help to make a real difference at local level, although their budgets are tight to say the least. This is a historical problem that may take more than a generation to solve, and unfortunately for me, I don't have a generation to wait. I just think it's a sad day that I had to leave the area that I grew up in because I never felt safe.